Hello! Here from Poland, where I spent some time for drawing, for a little bit retreat, and here this is not the studio setting you may know from my home in Austria. I want to speak not about these drawings I was doing here the last 7 days. I want to talk about the gear. So, the dip pens I use, the fountain pens I use, brush pen, brushes, and the ink. And there is one important thing I always get asked is what ink can we use when we use a fountain pen, and the ink this is waterproof, so that you can color the line work, the inks. Color it with watercolor. How is this possible? This is possible when you use, for example, the carbon ink for platinum, or some other inks. I'm using sketching by Brause and Klingner. For fountain pens, also usable and waterproof, the Octopus Write and Draw ink, and like I mentioned before, the platinum. That's the platinum. Yeah. But mostly, so the last weeks I only used the carbon ink. And speaking about fountain pens, these are my now only used fountain pens, the Twsbi. And why? Because they are the first fountain pens which really don't clunk or dry out, because the other pens, even when you're using these special inks, I have to dip it into the water. I have to dip it into the water after using it, not using it for one night or one day, but then they work. That's fine. But these pens I can use immediately in the morning. So I haven't used this today, I think. No, this one not. And when I start here drawing. So like other colleagues mentioned and commented that they are very happy with the combination of the platinum ink and the fountain pen. And this is not sponsored, this video, by nobody. I all bought these things by myself, by my own money. So this is why I changed to this type of fountain pen, and I have 3 of them: the extra fine one, the medium one, and the bold one. They have a big reservoir here. Really, there is a lot of ink going in it, but when you draw a lot, I've also refilled this every two days, and this is empty, I saw in the morning, so we can refill this together. And so I take the ink here, and then I'll twist here the technology. The technique, and you see here this big reservoir. So how much? But this is a bold nib size. I want to show you that you can see. Yeah. Now I'm soaking up, and now it's refilled. Of course we have to clean it, and of course I don't have a cleaning paper here with me. So, just a minute. So, and I clean it here. And now, and it's working again. Perfect. So this is the bold nib, as you see here. Then I bought this in this white design, but this doesn't matter at all. I bought from the same design the Twsbi clear, the extra fine one, and this is why I have this rubber band here, so that I know that I feel okay. This is the extra fine edition, the extra fine size. You can use it this way or upside down for even thinner lines, or this way. You see they work immediately. And another, so here was extra fine, the bold one, and the middle one. So there is not that difference, a little bit between medium and extra fine. I would, but when I only can afford or I only want to use one, I would use the middle one, because when you use this upside down, you have also this like the same, the extra fine nib, and it works perfectly, and a little bit thicker when you use it the normal way. So that's about my currently used fountain pens. So what else have we here? Here we have these tip pens I'm using, and then I show you a typical current in progress. I have this drawing here. So this is a typical drawing with tip pens, and what I'm always, and you might have seen already, what I'm doing is this ink splashes. I will show you in a minute. And so you get all these different holders, so just use them that fits best in your hand. This is a very thin one, and then you can check this rubber plastic, so that's a little bit thicker. And mostly used the nibs from this online available. There are this golden one and the steel one. The steel ones are more flexible, so I don't use very often. I don't use these gold ones because they're a little bit too stiff, but precise when drawing these lines. And you hear this when you bend this more flexible nib, then you get this ink splashes. Let's give this away. So yeah, and to show you, and also Indian ink, China ink, it's called that India ink is always waterproof. China ink depends, but be sure that always there is signed and labeled as waterproof when you want to watercolor the coloring the ink, the line work. So there are, and always test it, even when it's written here it's waterproof. Test it before starting a bigger drawing. And here, and this waterproof ink, of course, you shouldn't use in your fountain pens, except when you hate your fountain pen and you want to destroy it, then use this ink. But I don't think that this is in your mind. Let's do what I have hands. So here you see this very precise, sharp lines. This is why I love this, using this tip pens. And here the splashes, so I pressure, a little bit more pressure, and then bend it in the wrong direction, and then it's... But of course you have to practice this, and you will destroy some nibs, so it's not that easy, but it's a great effect. And even when you draw then these trees, you can follow a little bit these splatters, and then you have here I have a bush So a little bit nature or a tree crown. Oh, what else? And then you can also have various line thickness. That's also an advantage. And these G-nibs are not the most flexible one. This is also from Kuretake. There are all different kinds of ink, and what is the nice thing about that ink is this jar, because you can spill over the ink because it's, you know, very large area to stand. So, but here I have my different. So the one factory is Brause, and they are Rosenfeder, Cytofine. Then these are the most flexible ones. These are from Brause, available online or in your, maybe in your art supply store. And it's always the same. I cannot open it. Them, always the same. Always the same. Okay, here we have this flexible Brause number 66. You see? Really, and with this, you see it's very, very easy to make these splashes and thicker and thinner lines. And I didn't destroy it. Really precise, nice. Thin lines. I should finish this today, but that's another story. And always cleaning the nibs with water and the tissue. Because when the ink gets here inside this part, in this gap, and it dries, you will never get it out. Really, it's hard. It's so. This is so when it's dry. When ink is dry, this is like stone. Unbelievable. Okay. And I showed you this Kuretake ink. So this is a more deep black one, the golden, the special ink, number 60. The Sumi ink, so this is not waterproof, and there is one with a black label, and this is the same ink, but waterproof. This is not waterproof. Okay. And then there is Liquitex acrylic ink. Also a nice black ink to use with dip pens, and one colleague mentioned and commented that he used this one for fountain pens. So I started to use it in a fountain pen, an older one. So in the cheaper model, of course, of a fountain pen. And yes, it worked. It's not that perfect. The advantage is that this is really much cheaper than these special inks made for fountain pens and waterproof. So, yeah, I think, and then always using this brush pen. There is this from Pilot, and there's another one from Kuretake. I also use this model here. This is more, it's plastic, but it feels a little bit more stable, or yeah, but they are both quite usable. And what I do, I don't use the original ink who comes with this brush pens. This is empty. You see, it's empty. And I refill this as well with the ink which is in my fountain pens, so that I have all my tools filled up with the same ink. And I show you. So to use the original ink, or you soak it up with this injection needle, but this is a blunt one, you know. So you can also order them online in online stores, and this is a blunt one, so you don't hurt yourself. Yeah, and then I always take too much ink, I think. Yeah, it's too much. And then you can refill it here. I think I got it. Oops. Oh, exactly the amount of ink I needed. And then, and not that much of a mess now, of course. I'm doing this now over decades, and it's still a mess. Yeah, and then I do the nice black areas like the windows here with the brush pen. And this grays here I did by using just simple water on these fresh painted parts, because when they are not dry, of course, you can dilute them with water. When they dry, not, but when they are still wet. These are brushes I use, mostly this synthetic one, because this dip is more precise, I think. But of course, when you do this classically watercolor, the natural hair brushes often can hold more ink, more paint in it, so for larger areas maybe. But anyway, I like to use this synthetic fibers. So you see here, I'll show another example. Let's say we have a tree here, and just so, and then take the water, and you can do here this shading. So a little bit starting the crown, but I would draw first and then, or you make it this way, and then here, where is it? And there's a second the ink, but I prefer the other way. So first the ink drawing, and then shading or coloring it. Okay, this for now. Now I have to clean up my desk, and hope to see you again. Bye.